Greetings, everybody. This is Courtney Starhart, and I am here today to talk to you about what sacred and what ceremony means. Before I became a traditional medicine woman and trained here in New Mexico for 15 years, I was a Spanish interpreter, and I have degrees in cross-cultural communications and Spanish language. So I'm going to give you the root of those two words, sacred and ceremony. Sacred comes from sacer, and in Spanish, a priest is called sacerdote. So a sacerdote is someone who sections off and sanctifies something, and so sacred means something which is sanctioned off and made sacred. So ceremony. Ceremony comes from the Latin word ceremonia, and this actually means a place that's made sacred through a ritual. In other words, a sacred ceremony is a space that's made sacred through a certain ritual, which we do. We work with a medicine wheel, and that's in all of the materials. Hopefully that class is still available online. If not, you have a manual called 4 Steps into the Vortex, which is all about the medicine wheel. The basics of it is that one direction is east, where the sun rises, south, west, and north. All of these directions are actually assigned attributions and have a shamanic purpose and have a shamanic power. So the first thing that you want to get in touch with when you're doing a shamanic ceremony and working with plant medicine is the spiritual nature of things. See, I get all excited. I'm like, as you get to know me, you'll see that even though I take ceremony really seriously, we do have fun. The east is fire, the land of the rising sun. It represents purpose and vision. The south is the element of earth, and that is the direction of the physical, which is your health, your body, your finances, your home, your vocation. West is where the sun sets, and that is the direction of water. Water is the emotional aspect of us, and it can be changed through thought, which is the north, direction of air. We can actually structure our thoughts and reverse engineer things to make us feel a certain way, to make things manifest a certain way, to get what we want from our vision. First, identify what your vision, your purpose is for ceremony or for whatever medicine, whether it's a sweat lodge or it's ayahuasca ceremony, it's kambo. You want to have your intention clear. So ask yourself, maybe for the first time in a long time, what do you really, really want? What do you want from life? What were you born here for? The east is spring, and that's birth, okay? It's also transformation. So we pray in the direction of east in our lodges. We always face the east because that's the land of the rising sun, purpose, vision, rebirth. And it's also spring. So it literally means the ability to rise again from the ashes like a phoenix in some cases. So east, purpose. What is your purpose in life? When you were born here, when you came here from the other world that we came from, the spirit world, what did you want? When you were a kid, before you forgot what it meant to be alive, before you compromised and signed away on some of your rights and privileges as a human being in order to conform so that you could stay alive, because we do have to sacrifice a lot sometimes just to stay alive, right? But before that, if you could have anything you want, what would it be? What makes you most happy and fulfilled? Okay? Then in the south, you look at your physical being. Take stock of your health. Probably want to look at your daily habits because, things like meditation and yoga and walking and mindfulness, music, sound, nutrition, those things, also martial arts, qigong, tai chi, I like kung fu, those type of things connect your mind, your spirit to your body. Yoga is important because it's yoking. What are we yoking? We're yoking the hue, the light, to the man, human, because we're human, and the dash in the middle is the mind. But most people don't know how to use their mind. A lot of what we're going to teach you here with Finding the Force in the Church of the Natural Law is about how to use your mind. The earlier start, the better. If you're doing it already, great. Start journaling. Another activity that's a physical thing that we assign to you, which is why I'm talking about it in the South, is the activity of journaling. Please come to ceremony with a journal that you've started, where you've written down your intentions and where you've also written down the synchronicities, which will always start to happen as soon as you commit to going to ceremony. And I want to tell you too, this is kind of creepy, but it always happens, so I have to tell you. There's something kind of like the Matrix that I call the dough or the machine. And anytime that someone really powerful like yourself, because we're all powerful, anytime someone like yourself tries to escape from the machine or from the dough, weird stuff can happen. On the way to ceremony, sometimes people will see car accidents. People will have like really strange, bizarre, catastrophic even things happen on the way to ceremony. And that is Agent Smith trying to distract you and divert you from your destiny. Your destiny is to find your purpose. Your destiny is to find your greatness. Your destiny is to become what you were meant to be when you were born here. So plant medicine gets you closer and closer to that. I love the sun. Because it unblocks you from the things that are blocking you. Now we can go to the West. In the West, you have your emotions, you have your unconscious, and a lot of times we actually bury in our unconscious the things that we had to sacrifice, the bodies that we buried, the versions of ourselves that we loved, that we had to murder or bury or sequester, put in the closet, gag and bind. We had to bury that shit, right? To stay alive. Now you're going to exhume it. And it's going to be stuff that you haven't thought of in a long time, probably. And if you're honest with yourself and if you've done your work, both physically, right, with your body and your practice every day, your journaling, your meditation, and you've done your work asking yourself about your vision, when you get to the West and you're talking about your emotions, you're going to find that there's some stuff in your unconscious that maybe isn't all that pleasant, and it's going to come up. When we go into the ayahuasca world, you have to go down to get up. It's like a tree. Universal symbol of consciousness. The tree represents the mind. Okay? The tree, the trunk here, is where you are in the physical. The branches in the upper world, that is higher consciousness. Beings of light, angels, guardians, spirit guides, blah, 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 blah. And creator, eventually source, is all the way at the top, the eye of God. But down in the roots, the underworld, Shibalba is the place where we collectively and singularly suppress things, the unconscious. It's also the spirit world in the dream time. So we refer to that as the spirit world. A lot of times people call it the dream time too. That's a certain aspect of it. But the unconscious is a really special place. And that's where we often put the things that scare us or that bother us or that hurt us or that we had to sacrifice. So the great thing about the medicine is even though it hurts to do your shadow work sometimes, when you sit in it, and you're able to make friends with it, usually with the aid of a good spiritual guide, usually with the aid of plant medicine, you can actually dive into your unconscious and sit at a distance with your shit. You know, your problems can be here and you can be feeling them, right? And you're over here, and ayahuasca is up here and everywhere. The consciousness of ayahuasca is there with us when we're looking at these difficulties. And she gives us this consciousness, this perspective that's so powerful. It's so tremendous. It's such a gift to have that perspective so that we can feel it and we can voice it without being bogged down in it. So I call it emotional triangulation. You can only really do this emotional triangulation work if you're getting your 4 legs on the ground. You've got to be doing your work, 4 on the floor. That's the medicine wheel. Asking yourself about your purpose, doing your physical work, feeling your feels with your emotional stuff, allowing yourself to get used to feeling your stuff and not hiding from it, not masking it, not running away from it, not medicating it, not drugging it, not sexing it, not chopping it. Whatever you do, eating it, you know, whatever you do that makes you feel better when you're feeling uncomfortable, stop doing it. I know this is so crazy for me to be saying this, but it's the way it is, and I want you guys to have a good journey. So I'm enjoying kind of giving you a hard time. I hope I'm making you laugh as I'm saying this a little bit. The north is the direction of the ancestors, so you want to look at some of your family history, maybe your intergenerational wounding or your trauma. You want to look at your thoughts and your structure. You want to look at reverse engineering the feelings you do want. So let's say that we want a feeling of beauty and grace. Let's say that we want to call in this wonderful feeling. We need to call that feeling in and we need to sit with that, right? If we're not able to sit with that, then we can say the words, I want. I want peace. So instead of saying, I feel peace, I have peace, you say, I want peace. I want peace means that you don't have it. You're wanting it. You're lacking it. And so reverse engineering that, then you might start to say to yourself, I feel peace. What is peace? When I breathe, inhale and exhale. The direction of north is the direction of air. So this is the direction where you might want to think about doing your breath work that I've taught you. Inhale light and exhale junk. Even cells have to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Slower and slower each time, 10 of those. And then see if you can call in a feeling of joy and peace. If not, find some way to call in those feelings that you want to call in over here in the east. So going backwards from the east, you can reverse engineer your vision with your thoughts, your feelings, and then your actions. And if you balance out all of these 4 elements and you're practicing them, you're going to be in a really good way for your ayahuasca retreat. I would like to welcome you to contact our church. If you have any questions, there's a number on the website and the staff will be happy to help you. I would like to welcome you to do your preparation and enjoy. Welcome you to invite a friend. We are always running $100 off for you and your friend. When you bring someone, you bring a friend. So that's always an option. I would like to welcome you to ask yourself some really deep questions and sit with them and be open to the possibility of real joy and real love and real happiness. Okay? Bye for now. Sacred ceremony preparation. Bye.